Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a brief tutorial on how to press the garden flags from Driven by Graphics. Now these are his double-sided blackout flags. They're kind of like a microfiber. They're very I don't want to say thin because that would do these flags completely injustice, but they're definitely more pliable. They kind of whip in the wind, but you could definitely press on both sides of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that tutorial right now. First things first is you want to get out you want to do a pre-press on it, but what I like to do is, whoops, I always do that, right? Who doesn't? You want to sit here and you want to lint roll. Now you want to make sure that you lint roll both sides of this flag. Now I am using a sawgrass printer. I have a sawgrass and I have a clamshell from Heat Press Nation. Alright, so we have all of that. I love doing that. Oh, you know what? Who cares? So, first things first is you want to make sure that you pre-press it, but we like to add a good size of butcher paper to your bottom. And then, because I never know what's on the top of my platen, I'd like to add some butcher paper to the top. Now this is just a one, gives me an opportunity to check time pressure type things, but this is more for the pressure. I want to make sure that it's nice and pre-pressed, nice and flat. Give it a good pre-press. Now I had changed over to going to these style type of flags. One, because I could do double-sided and I didn't have to worry about those pesky seams. The seams are what's the hardest part of those canvas type flags. These I didn't have any issues with. So we are going to do both sides today. I have this, it says drinking with my nomies. This is actually for an order, so I figured why not? We're going to line it up. Now you can use some Pro Spray. I prefer not to. I like to use the good old tape method, if you will. Get that out. Now one thing I will tell you, for when I am testing my flags, I want to make sure that they're in the right spot. I like to tape here so that when I can pull it back and I can see what I'm doing, and then I'll tape it down in an oddball spot. Why is that? Well, mainly because then I can see what the heck I'm doing and I can make sure that it's pressing correctly, because you know what? This isn't an exact science. This is just something that you kind of just roll with the punches, right? So we are going to make sure, again, please also note, these are fabric flags. Your corners are not going to be 100% mitered perfect corners. Anything with fabric is going to be kind of wonky. You're never going to get that straight line. So we're going to lay this out. Make sure it's all flat. And I have it at 390 for 65. Now I'm using Big Papa. Big Papa is a 16 by 20 and it is a clamshell. There we go. We're going to do that. For those who are just joining us, we are doing the towels from Driven by, towels. We're doing the flags from Driven by Graphics. These are the double-sided blackout flags that we are currently working on. We have about 38 seconds left to go. And then what we're going to do is we are going to do the back side of the flag as well. Make sure you lint roll both sides. Give it a good pre-press. Make sure that you know what the time, temp, and pressure is for your machine. Remember, any time, temp, and pressures that I do give you are just guides. And we got about 15 more seconds. And there we go. Now this is the part where I will take off that top butcher paper, which protects my platen at the top. And I will come in here and make sure I got even perfect pressure. And of course, these flags do not disappoint. You want to see me get happy? A flag makes me happy. And better yet, an amazing flag makes me even happier. Check out that color. The colors on these, first of all, are spot on. Now I'm going to bring it up close to the camera for you. All right. Here's one thing I can tell you about these flags. Let's talk about this. Now I'm going to do it where there is this seamed edge on the bottom here. It is so flat that you cannot make a mistake. Look at that. Even the threads dye the same color as whatever it is you are pressing. And look at that. That's right on a seam. I have no seam issues. So now we're going to do the back side of this. All right, let's do the back side. Now we're going to line it up the same way we did the other ones. Now these are probably, like I said, I used to do the canvas flags, but when you have a swing away, you have to really squish the hell out of the ones for the canvas. This, I make so many flags that I want to just kind of like a grab and go, if you will, and be able to just press it with no issues. So now we're going to line this up. Now this is where that bottom butcher paper is going to come in quite handy. And here is why I say that. Well, because you're going to get some minor off-gassing from this side of your flag. It's kind of normal, all right? You're not going to have any real issues with that. So now I'm just going to tape it all down, get it all nice and prepped. I probably have more tape on here than I absolutely need to. Now we're going to put a fresh piece of butcher paper down because I don't want any off-gassing that could have happened when I first did it to be on the second side that I've already pressed. And then we're going to get a fresh piece for the top. And you're going to drop it down like it's hot. Now, one little pro tip, take that butcher paper that you have, get a paper shredder, put it in your paper shredder, and this is great packaging material, especially for Christmas time when you got to ship a lot of packages out. This is great also if you have just plain and there's not too much off-gassing onto these papers. Put it in with your mugs. It makes great filler as well. And the colors kind of look pretty. Thank you. Actually, I just made that flag design. It's for my best friend who just put in a new patio, and she loves gnomes as much as I do. We got about 25 more seconds on the clock, and you're absolutely welcome. I think it was Julie who asked me. Yes. Awesome. I love when we can recycle something in our particular business. That's very helpful, whether it's boxes and we can recycle them for different things to use for templates, or it's recycling our paper. All right. Again, take the top piece off. We're going to take that ever so lovely peak. On point. That's all I have to say. On point. Now I can see my image here. It ghosted a little bit on this. Well, off gas. I shouldn't say ghosted. It off gas, but let's just dive right in, right? I gotta show you. This is, if you ever want the most amazing flag that you can't see through, that you could put wording on both sides of the flag, this is your go-to flag, and it's from Driven by Graphics. And OMG. Now this is what it looks like. And look, even the seams, because it does have that blackout seam. Please don't get discouraged with the blackout piece of the threads. That doesn't matter. It is the back side of your flag, but you don't have the dreaded white marks that you get in the corners. There is no dreaded white marks in those corners. Front and back, even on the seams. You can't beat that on those seams. I mean, look at that. Look at the mitered corner on the seam. And do you see any white? No, I don't see any white either. So there you go. That is an absolutely adorable flag. Drinking with my gnomies. Stunning and perfect. And that's exactly what you want. We don't want to have to fight what we do in our business. So we're trying to have quality products in our wheelhouse. And that, my friends, is one of the things that I get from Driven by Graphics. Everybody knows I am Team Marvin, and he has probably the best flags for this particular thing. And I sell hundreds of them. So there you go. That is just one fun tutorial. Thanks for coming and joining me on our Let's Learn Something Together series that I'll be doing throughout now until July 1st when we kick off Christmas in July. I'll talk to y'all soon.